day, everybody. Today we're going to do lesson plan 15, grade 3, term 2, and our topic is geometric patterns. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to look at the link to the CAPS curriculum. And then we're going to scroll on and we're going to pause here and you're going to look at the resources and the dictionary. You're going to tick off the resources that you need and you're going to look at the dictionary to increase your knowledge as a parent or as a teacher. It's time to pause. Okay, welcome back then. We're going to start with the daily routine and you're going to ask your child or learner then these questions. Welcome back. We're going to look now at the counting activities. So we're going to give you different ideas on what to do. So the first one, we just typically going to count in twos: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, counting forwards and backwards in twos. Then we're going to start from any number: 402, 404, 406. I'm going backwards: 406, 404, 402. Then we're going to start on any given number, so where it's not a multiple of 2, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. Then also remember to use our counting library that is available on SA Teacher eStore. I want you to pause and do these type of activities with your child or learners. Welcome back. We're going to do mental maths now. Remember, in the foundation phase, we're preparing the children for mental maths activities. So some of the activities will link to real life situations, so we can make them think about these numbers. So for today's activity, and you might need to do it over a few days, or just take one example. And what the child they need to do is take the numbers and make a story around them. So for instance, this story is going to involve 12 and 13 and 25. Why did I say them in that order? Because I already see that 12 plus 13 is equal to 25, or 25 minus 12 is 30. So the story must then be able to give you a number sentence where you use these numbers, but one of the numbers will be the answer. So I want you to pause and to do this. You can also encourage your child by every now and then take one of these and make your own story. It's time to pause. Okay, so we're going to introduce the activity then, or the lesson, by placing a variety of objects on the learner's tables. And what you're going to do is you need to have some of them, you have to have doubles, or I suggest that you have 3 of each. So what we're going to do is we're going to pack out any pattern with it, and we can complete the pattern then by packing this out. And make use of, toys are always easy, like marbles, Lego blocks. From the kitchen cupboard, you can maybe make use of macaroni, any pasta pieces, if you have sweets, jelly tots, and so on. Then what you're going to do is you're going to look at the pattern, and then for the box, you're going to clap 1, the battery 2, for the match 3, and for the tennis ball 4. And you're going to repeat that. So we're going to do this. We're going to say clap 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to start again. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we start again. 1, 1, 2. So I want you to pause here and then to do similar activities. With the claps, you can even add some dance movements, but remember that we need to repeat the patterns. Welcome back. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss a variety of patterns that our children need to do. And what we can do after this activity, you can stop and let them make drawings of it. So the first pattern can be made by using a shape or objects, but having the colors of the shape or object change in a regular way. So meaning that we got red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow. So this is one type of pattern. Then the next type of pattern that we have is we still have the same patterns, but now what we do is we change their position. I made this one quite complex, but maybe what you could do is looking at this pattern, just have the red, but when we have the blue triangle, we just turn it around. And then yellow. So we can repeat this pattern to make it first the easier pattern, and then only where the blues are, the other way around. So where we flip the blue. Then you can start showing them activities like this. Remember, the pattern is all three of these. That's the one pattern, that's the second pattern, that's the third pattern. That's so important that patterns always repeat 3 times, because then only we can identify what the rest of the pattern will be. Here you could also see the position where we can use matchsticks. Be careful when you use this, and you have a box with it. It can be dangerous because children can lit it. I always recommend some sticks, toothpicks. Be careful of their sharp ends as well. But here is also where we can change the position. What's also very nice is when you take these 4 and you stick them on a piece of cardboard and so on, and you repeat it. Then what we can do, the next type of pattern is, it's always nice if you use concrete resources here, is where you use different sizes. So I've got a big box, small box, big box, small box, big box, small box. So the next patterns we have, or we have shapes that we can draw, or we can use real life objects. So what you will see is we got a big, small, smaller, or small, smaller, smallest square, and it's repeating every time. So yes, we only have 3 patterns, but within that pattern we got a small, smaller, and smallest square. You can also make use this activity then as a language activity. Here again, what we have is we have a big object, a medium object, and a small object, and this one pattern then repeats a few times. So let children draw it, let them pack out objects, and keep it as practical as possible. So now what we're going to do is, sometimes what we have is we have a shape and the size of the shape increases. So what we did here is we had a small triangle and it is increasing every time. So how will the next triangle look like? It will be slightly bigger than the previous one. So now our last or second last example is where we have patterns made by using groups, but that group is getting bigger, it's increasing in a regular way. So here what we have is we have a circle, square, triangle, only one of each. Now we have 2 of each. Now we have 3 of each. So what I want you to do is I'm just going to go back, and I want you to pause, do these activities, come back, and then what I want you to do is pause and do these activities. And then lastly, what I want you to do is, here's simply what happens is you can pack 4 boxes. How will the next one be 5 boxes and 6 boxes? As a parent, I always keep a big container, and where I throw in similar things that I always use on a monthly basis in that box. So we have similar containers to do these type of activities. So let's then go to the different levels. So now after your child completed this, What you're going to do is we're going to do the same type of activities, but you're going to make use of the objects that you have at home, and you can make little cards. Or you can cut the child cards and let them draw these patterns on this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat it. They can also look at my example, and then they can simply just explain to you why these are similar. Remember, doing it practically, it always develops the concept much better. But I do understand that we don't always have all the resources. Be creative and innovative. Remember, if we show the children that we are creative, they also become creative. And those are skills needed in the 21st century. Then the representative level again is similar to what we did previously, is where you can just draw cards, make cards, let them repeat it. First, you can color them, make use of color pictures. You can even cut pictures from magazines where they then repeat, or you can just make simple line drawings. So in this activity, we focus then on level 1 and 2, the concrete and the representative. Then we're going to go to the worksheet. Now the worksheet is where they're simply just going to extend the pattern by drawing it. Remember, we're not marking the children or checking the work on their drawing abilities. I see it so often in schools where children lose or lost a lot of marks because of a tiny little mistake they made in the drawing. The triangle is not maybe a perfect triangle, but that's not the idea. It's to see if the child can extend the pattern. Remember, here again, a pattern is all three of these triangles. So they need to repeat here, red, blue, yellow triangle. On this side again, they need to repeat red, blue, yellow triangle. Um, Here again with the matchsticks. So this forms one pattern. Matchsticks that's slightly to the left and then slightly to the right. Then slightly to the left, slightly to the right. So here they need to draw two groups of matchsticks to repeat one pattern. Here they just need to draw two boxes, a small and a bigger one. Here there's again in this pattern, there's three little squares or smallest. Here again, this is one pattern. You need to guide them when they made these drawings. Then give them the opportunity to draw their own pattern and then here to paste. So they can draw it on pieces of paper, cut it. We want to bring in some cutting skills as well. Or they can take things from magazines. Then the next part of the worksheet is the extend activity. The patterns here also extended and they extended. Please give them enough time to make these drawings, but also challenge them and have fun. As soon as you maybe the attention is not with their work, stand up and clap or dance a few patterns. Then we're going to come to the consolidation. If everything is yes, you carry on with the next lesson. If you have no's, you need to revise some of the activities or contact us at SA Teacher.